Woo! What's going on, guys? Ohms Form coming at you guys today with another video. In today's video, I'm doing another draft player analysis, and this is my NFL draft player analysis for the Detroit Lions. This is my fourth one, and this is my first offensive guy. This is running back Bijan Robinson from the Texas Longhorns. I'm taking a look at this kid. This is a kid that I like. He's mocked to us by a guy named Luke Easterling from Draftwire. He has us picking Bijan at pick 18. You know how we have two first-round picks, one at 6, one at 18. He has us taking this guy, and this guy is probably, and Bijan Robinson is probably a top 10, top 12 talent coming into this draft. Okay? Now, people kind of tend to shy away from first-round running backs. I'm a little bit on the fence with this one. I love the player. I actually love the player, but the way teams look at running backs nowadays, it's almost like I want to say they devalue them. They just don't value them as high. And Bijan's one of those guys. He is the number one running back prospect going into this draft, and it's a pretty good running back class. There's some really good running backs coming out, and you can find a really good one in the second, third, fourth round, probably this year's draft. But this guy stands out. He is a stud. There's shades of Saquon Barkley to his game. And let's talk about him a little bit. He's 3 years, 21 years old, 6 foot, 215 pounds. Played at the Big 12, obviously a Texas Longhorn. 3,410 yards, 6.3 yards per carry. 33 touchdowns on the ground, 805 yards, 13.4 yards per reception, 8 touchdowns through the air, 60 catches altogether for 3 years of work at Texas. 5 fumbles too as well. Now his strengths and his positives, he's like I said, a 3-year player, pretty much the bell cow the last couple years. You don't really hear too much about players being bell cows. Sometimes you do more at the collegiate level, but he was a bell cow pretty much for the last 2 years at Texas. A very dynamic player, compact build. He's got a good build on him. Reads the field well and processes quickly. He's explosive, gets low to the ground, runs behind his pads. He's got pretty good balance through traffic. Incredible lower body strength, always pushing for those yards. Hard to wrap him up. He'll get, like I said, he gets behind his blockers, keeps his legs moving through traffic, fights for extra yards, plenty of open field moves, not a one-trick pony, and has really, really good field vision. Pretty consistent as a pass catcher, too. Soft hands most of the time. He's pretty good out of the backfield in that aspect, and he's a willing blocker, too. He needs a lot. I think it's probably his weakest part of his game is his blocking, but he doesn't shy away from contact. He recognizes blitzes. He recognizes some things that go on the defense, and he'll throw his body in front of a defender if he has to. But it's something that he needs to work on a little bit more. He's a pretty tough kid. Now with the goods come the bads. There's some negatives to him. There's not a lot of weaknesses to his game, though. He's quick, but he's not a burner. He's not really going to run away from DBs at the NFL level. He's got probably a 4. I think I read that he had a 4.4940, 4.5. So not slow by any stretch, but he's not gonna burn you for 70, 80 yards out of consistent time. Like, he's just not gonna just keep burning guys, but he does have some quicks to him. He's not really that home run hitter type guy, but he's good running back, man. And I like his hands, but you watch some of his tapes, he gets in a habit of kind of body catching at times, letting the ball kind of hit his pads first or off his chest and trying to grab. So he gets a couple drops in there. So he needs to really, when he uses his hands and lets the ball come into his hands, he looks like a better natural pass catcher, but sometimes he lets that ball go into him a little bit too much. And he can be a little impatient too at times. Doesn't wait for the play to develop, and he's one of those direct runners that just goes. He has to be a little bit more patient at times. And that's really it about the negatives and the weaknesses. There's not really a lot of negatives or weaknesses to his game. He could, like, right off the jump, he's probably going to be, he's going to start. He's going to be a starting running back for whatever team drafts him. He could be a top running back on the ground for sure right off the jump. But teams, like I said, teams and like maybe myself really don't really value the running back like they used to. Like, this is the type of guy probably 15, 20 years ago, 10 to 20 years ago, whatever you want to say, who probably would have been a top 3 pick. Probably would have been a top 3 pick, but they just, you can find these type of guys, maybe not at his level, but you can find something similar to these type of guys later on in the draft. But I think he's a first round talent. I really do. He's not gonna. I've seen a lot of mocks where he's going nowhere really past 20. I've seen him going pretty early. I've seen him going maybe the latest 21, 22. I'm sure there's a few other mocks out there that he's gone later, but per average, I don't see this guy dropping past 20. I really don't. And I've seen maybe 1 or 2 mocks with this kid going to us, so I had to take a look at him, and I've been doing that, and this is what I came up with. Now, like I said, first round talent. He's probably going to go in the first round. I don't see him dropping past 20. We have 18th pick. Could we grab him? Maybe. Now, if he's in the second round, if he falls in the second round, which I don't think he will, I would really love him. I really want this team to focus on defense. But if they were going to go offense, there's 2 guys that I like, and this is one of them. I'll save the other one for another video. But this is probably one of the guys that I would be okay with if we went offense. He's a special talent. I think he's going to be a force in the NFL. And I think right off the jump, this guy could be Offensive Rookie of the Year. I really think he has an opportunity to be Offensive Rookie of the Year. And the way our O-line is set, that's another reason why I'd be a little bit more on board with taking this kid. Our O-line is going to be as good or hopefully better, man, when we add maybe a piece or 2 on that O-line. It was a top 4 O-line last year. I think it could be better. And if you add a guy like a Bijan Robinson, and you still re-sign Jamal Williams, and you keep either Swift, keep Swift as a third down back, which basically, it kind of sucks to say, but that's basically what he really is. He's a pass-catching receiving back at this point. I think with DeAndre Swift, he has all kinds of talent, but health is his problem. So if they could keep him around still, or even trade him, who knows? I'm not sure what you're going to get for him because he's always banged up. He's got all-world talent, but he's always banged up. But if you had those 3 running backs on the roster, Bijan, Jamal, and DeAndre, that's a 3-headed horseman right there. That's pretty insane right there. That's pretty sick. If that was your running back room. Now, I don't know if that is going to happen. But like I said, if there's going to be if there's going to be a couple offensive players that I like, he's one of them. He's one of them that I like early. I want this team, like I said, to focus on defense, but this guy is something special. So I think he's a first-round talent. He could maybe slip to the second round just because of the way that teams value running backs nowadays. It's like they almost, like I said, I don't want to devalue it. It's almost like they don't value it as high. But that's it, guys. Bijan Robinson, Texas Longhorn. Really good football player. All kinds of yards in 3 years. Catch the football, runs the hell out of the football, has a nose for the end zone, scoring over 40 touchdowns in 3 years. He knows what he's doing. He's a really good NFL prospect, and he's going to be a really special running back, I think, in the NFL. But that's it, guys. Bijan Robinson, Texas Longhorn, mocked to us at 18. What do you guys think about that? Good player. Check it out, man. Check him out. Go look on YouTube for his videos. He's got some nice highlights, man. But you have to look a little bit deeper than just the highlights. But thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you guys coming in, watching the video. Don't forget to hit the subscription button on that right. That's that big red button on the right. Don't forget to go up top and get all my videos. And don't forget to like, comment, share this out. What do you guys think? Bijan Robinson, first round talent to Detroit Lions. Could be special. Thanks, guys. One pride, go Lions. Boom. Let's go.